Many clients I work with and people that DM me on Instagram tell me that they have a tough time getting enough protein in. In today's video, I will run you through a full day of eating where each meal takes less than 10 minutes of your time, adds up to 200 grams of protein, and has me easily losing 2 pounds of fat per week. Let's get into it. If you've watched the channel for any amount of time, you would know that I really don't like spending any time cooking in the morning because 1, I'm not hungry ever for breakfast, and 2, I just would rather get right to work and spend the end of my day cooking a little bit for dinner, which honestly tonight we don't even have to do anyway. But typically I would have something that's grab and go, like a protein bar or Quest chips, something easy. But I also want to show you a hot breakfast that is also made within 10 minutes and is super easy to do. So we're going to start with our tortillas. Got these from Walmart, 90 calories for a gigantic tortilla. And since we're on cutting calories, I am going to use 1 slice of Velveeta instead of 2. And I absolutely love this jalapeno Velveeta. So that's what we're going to use here today. And we definitely want to get this on a piece of parchment paper, and you'll see why. This is the piece of the puzzle that brings everything together once this is done. Also, I'm going to show you how easy it is to input this stuff into your tracking application. But first, we need to get the eggs ready. So we got 170 grams of egg whites. We got 1 whole egg. Man, I cracked that like a Ricky. And then we're gonna get a little salt. I like to freshly ground my black pepper. I really wanna make a meal prep for this. So let me know in the comments section if you think I should make some meal prep breakfast burritos, because this would be super easy to do and you'd be able to reheat them in just minutes. Secret ingredient here. I got bacon fat here from me making bacon. How did I make the bacon, you ask? I put it on a tray and I put it in the oven, and then I waited 15 minutes and it was done. That's how easy prepping the bacon is. So I got my bacon for the week right here. I'm gonna take a gram out of here and we'll get it on the plate or on the pan. Just spread it out real quick, make sure there's no stickage of the eggs. They say non-stick, but they like to lie sometimes. And we'll pour that in. Since I got the rubber spatula, those are my go-to. Ooh, I got a little piece of egg in here. Just scoop that out real quick. Now your boy uses paper plates for everything. And that's what we'll eat our meal on, but that's also what we'll weigh our bacon out on. And I need 23 grams of it. Excuse me, Quibi.
Can you spare some bacon?
Thank you.
I see how it is.
After you cook your bacon, you can do the rough chop then, and then you can just weigh out the chopped bacon to 23 grams or whatever. So that's all done. All right, so gotta show you guys. I'm just pouring these right out. You might be wondering, like, Nick, the bacon's cold. Why didn't you put it in the pot? I'll show you here in a second. So real quick, fold in the sides, come over the top, pack it in, pack her in, beautiful. And now we wrap this up. Why are we doing this on parchment paper? Well, a lot of fast food places, they do this. Why do they do this? Because they have to give you your order to go. And when they give you your order to go, it sits in the parchment paper. And the reason people are like, why doesn't this taste like the place that I buy it from? That's because it gets to sit in that parchment paper for 5 or 10 minutes. The flavors meld together, and really everything just tastes so much better because it's had time to sit for a little bit. While this sits and the flavors come together, I'm gonna show you how easy this is to put into MyFitnessPal or whatever calorie mapping track you have. So I just search for the meal that I'm looking for. This is technically 2 burritos, but I made it in 1 big burrito. And I'm gonna show you how easy it is to swap it out here. So I'm gonna add the recipe, individual ingredients. And then I'm gonna get these tortillas, scan this, boom, put it in. I only used 1 slice of Velveeta, Boom, put it in. And now for our burrito, we have 401 calories, 41 protein, 30 carb, and then 17 fat. Let's see what it looks like when we break it open here. Absolutely beautiful. We're gonna have bacon in every bite. We're gonna have cheese in every bite. And this is enough for me to feel full, especially with the fiber. Highly suggest you try this one out. We'll see you for meal 2. One day per week, I usually spend a couple hours tops meal prepping stuff that I want to eat for the week. And now for the rest of the week and onward, I am reaping the rewards. What do you mean onward? Well, the pitas I have frozen and I have 8 of them. I made 8 protein pitas in about 30 minutes. And then you can get them in the freezer, and whenever you need one, you just pull one out. Get this on a plate, cover with a damp paper towel, and we'll heat that up for 30 seconds. While that's heating up, we'll get our veg ready. Perfect, nice little rough chop there. Put that to the side, cut up a tomato. I really don't want the middle, so I'm just gonna cut the edges here. That's beautiful. And we're gonna do something similar to earlier. Not only are we gonna use Velveeta again, but this recipe calls for 2 slices and I'm only gonna use 1, because again, I wanna save some calories for dinner later. And as you can see, just 30 seconds in the microwave, this thing is ready to build. Just like earlier, parchment paper is our little secret weapon. We'll get our mayonnaise on the scale. I'm just gonna grab 15 grams out of here. I'm gonna spread it all over the pita. Nice even coverage so you have mayo in every bite. Then we'll put our cheese down. You can pretty much do this with any meat you want, but at the restaurant that I used to go to as a kid, I always used to get the ham and cheese pita, and it was so damn good. I couldn't get the deli ham that I wanted to get yesterday because it was closed by the time I went, but regardless, this is a great substitute. And as you know, there are no rules in the kitchen. As long as the calories are the same, it doesn't matter. I don't mind putting my veg on now because it's only gonna be in the microwave for about 15 seconds, but you can also add your veg after you microwave it. But I wanna get this cheese melted, and usually you can make this on a pan to crisp up the pita a little bit. But again, we're trying to go as quick as possible. We have no time to cook today. So it's been 7 minutes and I was talking a lot. If I wasn't talking, we can get this done in 5 minutes, lickety split. It's very easy. And again, just like at the restaurant I would go to, they would use parchment paper. Now that I use the parchment paper, it's gonna have that same restaurant quality taste for a fraction of the calories. And just like earlier, I'm gonna go add the pita into my calorie tracking app. And I'm gonna add the recipe with individual ingredients. And then I'm gonna go up to cheese and select 1 slice. Everything else is the same. And we are looking at 254 calories, 21 protein, 29 carb, and 9 grams of fat. I'm going to enjoy the shit out of this pita, and I'll see you for our pre-workout meal. Oh, fuck that. It's time to go to the gym in about an hour. So we want something that digests quickly, that doesn't have a lot of fat, and will give us some carbs, AKA some energy, while we're at the gym to really push each set, especially because today is leg day. Yeah, not my favorite. This is perfect though, because I always want at least 1 meal a day that's super quick, 1 or 2 minutes, get it in and get done with it. And today is one of those days. And what are we gonna do? We're gonna have some fruit with some great protein. Today I have peanut butter cookie protein. This stuff is delicious. And we're gonna go with a scoop and a quarter. Oh, what the? That happens more often than I like to admit. I always forget to close the cap. Good job, Nick. All right, bon appetit. God damn, that's good. Now I got some of these Tangelos the other day. I'm pretty sure they're in season because these are perfectly ripe and easy to peel. Pretty damn sour too. So of course, to get the precise amount of calories, we're gonna weigh it out here. 148. Oh, so good. Just like the protein pita, sometimes the simplest things taste the best. And that was the perfect combination of protein, carbs, and fats for a pre-workout snack, and always has me hyped at the gym because the gym is like therapy for me, especially after a long day. For our pre-workout snack, we have 220 calories, 31 protein, 21 carb, and 2 fat. Now, we need to get the next meal started, and that requires a pan, a little bit of Crisco, and some dough. Again, I did this dough a few days ago, so this has been fermenting, and this dough is going to taste so damn good, especially when we add all of the toppings on top of it. And to prep this, all I have to do is oil that bad boy up, plop that in there. I'm gonna cover it with my lid, and then in an hour, I just need to pat down the dough so that it's spread across evenly and let it rise. So really, the only work that there is topping this and putting it in the oven. I'll see you soon. I wasn't hungry until now, so I let this rise a couple hours after I got back from the gym. Why? Well, one, I wasn't hungry, so why eat when you're not hungry? And two, the more you let it rise, the more air bubbles you're gonna get. And after rising, this is what we're looking like. Absolutely gorgeous. Now, I am on about version 20 of this Detroit pizza. By the time this video comes out, I will definitely have this in the cookbook, which means if you have the cookbook, you'll be able to make this about 2 weeks early before anyone else, and you'll have every ingredient, all of the macros, along with 140 other recipes, and you can use code E4CM for 10% off, and I appreciate every single one of you that has bought the cookbook and supported the channel. It really means everything, and all the feedback from how much you guys have liked all the recipes and how easy it is to navigate the cookbook and just how much of a game changer all these recipes have been in general is massive, and it literally makes my day whenever I get direct messages from you guys on Instagram or you guys email me. I always email you guys back. I always reply because it really just puts a smile on my face. So thank you. But at this point in the process, we are par baking this dough because when you put the toppings on, it makes the dough go flat. So I'm almost done with the par bake. I got the sauce almost dialed in. The cheese is for sure dialed in. So we just have a couple more things to get this perfected. And this is when I save all my calories because I get a whole pizza to myself for dinner. So I'm gonna par bake this. And while we're par baking, we gotta set 6 minutes here. And now we have 6 minutes to get our toppings ready. What are the toppings, you may ask? Detroit usually does pepperoni, so I thought it would be very fitting to make sure that I get pepperoni on this pizza. And then everything else is the cheese. Now it's really important we get this all weighed out right now because when this comes out of the oven, it's not gonna be fully baked. So I don't want it to lose that rise that we're getting from the par bake. So as soon as it comes out, I have to get all the toppings on as fast as I can, including the sauce, and throw it back in the oven. I'm still not dialed in on my sauce, so what I'm doing is putting the sauce on the scale, and as I scoop it out, which is what anyone should do when they make my recipes, just put it on the scale, scoop it out, and put it on the pizza because that'll make it quicker. It just makes it easier to measure it precisely because then if you scoop out a little bit too much, you can just pour it back in, pour it on the pizza, get that pizza in the oven. Look at how much this rose. Now, this is not gonna rise that much or stay this risen the whole time. The toppings are gonna weigh it down a little, but this is a massive difference compared to the ones that I didn't par bake. So real quick, we gotta use both hands. We gotta get to it. So you kinda just gotta lay everything on. You can't be as precise as you would be if you were doing this with a raw dough. So you could already see in the middle, it's starting to go down. Beautiful. This is going in the oven. And I will see you guys back when this is done. Ooh. And this is what we are looking like. pure beauty. Let's go. God damn, it's sizzling, it's bubbling, it smells delicious. So the last thing we need to do is just pop this out of here so that our crispy bottom stays crispy, because that steam will make the bottom soft instead of crispy. And this is just beautiful. I mean, look at that, perfectly browned. It's not burnt, it's dark brown. This flavor, mas flavor everywhere. So I'm gonna put this just straight on the pizza steel for 2 minutes, and you don't even have to close the oven door. Like, it doesn't need to be cooked on the top at all, but that's gonna make it extra crispy on the bottom. Like, listen to the bottom. Get the cookbook, you're gonna have this first, I'm telling you. Worth every penny, both the Detroit pizza and the cookbook. I need to cut this. Now, I just got one of these a couple months ago, but this pizza cutter is so much better, especially for this type of pizza. If I try to roll that pizza roller cutter, hell no. But this, yes. Oh my God, that cheese is already coming apart. See, even with that thing, it bent it a little bit. All right, again, I wanna get this on here because I don't want the crust to become soft. I need that crispiness. Let's see if we get a nice cheese pull here. I mean, this is beautiful. Look at this. Cream is waiting, he wants some. Come here, come here. Good boy, you want some pizzas? I can't give you no pizzas, but I let you smell this. It's a good boy. You're such a good boy. I mean, got a layer of pepperoni. We got cheese everywhere. We got perfectly crispy. I mean, listen to this. Oh my God. I gotta give you guys the macros because I gotta eat. For this meal, we have 1,248 calories, 108 grams of protein, 119 grams of carbs, and 37 grams of fat. For someone that weighs 1.25 pounds with this thick of a crust that tastes authentic Detroit style pizza, you're not gonna beat the calories, especially you're not gonna beat the protein. Over 100 grams of protein, zero chance. So on the day, we have 2,123 calories, 201 grams of protein, 200 carbs, and 66 grams of fat. With all the stuff I do, I burn about 3,200 to 3,400 calories right now at my current body weight. So this has me easily losing 2 pounds of fat a week. And I'm eating Detroit pizzas, pita sandwiches, and breakfast burritos. And I'm fully satisfied, and it's gonna be super easy to stick to over this cut. It's always good to have more options though. So if you wanna see another full day of eating where I eat all different meals, but also don't have any time to cook, you should check out this video here. Until next time, deuces.